What's up everyone, my name is Andrew Fung, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to explore a pretty interesting topic that I came across from this article. This article is arguing that for Olympic medalists, silver stings more than bronze. So essentially they're saying that silver medalists, despite achieve more than a bronze medalist in the finals, they're actually less happy, or they're more disappointed with their achievements shown when they're taking the podium pictures. For example, there's a Beijing Olympic athlete, they're winning silver in that ice skating event, and saying that they will never skate again. And for swimmer Michael Phelps, which is the GOAT of swimming, basically displayed a frustration and disappointment when he gets silver to his medals. So basically this project is going to be a emotional detection or facial expression detection projects that we will explore between medalists, so more specifically bronze medalists and silver medalists, and whether for their Olympic finish predictions we can see their facial expressions will be whether they're more happy and whether they're more sad. We also explore this answer of counterfactual thinking, which for silver medalists, they are more disappointed with getting the gold medal. So imagine a different outcome, saying that I have the mindset of I almost won gold, whereas for bronze medalists, they have this downward comparison, winning that on the final in the final event, at least I won a medal, or at least I'm on the podium. So which kind of explains how different their thinking is, and how will that lead to their expressions. So the idea of this video is that we can have a facial expression detection service. It's a cognitive service by that I came across. It's called Faceplusplus. So they have all this kind of facial expression, human body recognition, beautify, image recognition, but we'll be mostly focused on the facial recognition part. So let's go on to the technologies and click on the emotion recognition. So this is essentially an API service which we can sign up for free, and we can check out the demo here. So the idea is that we can fit in an image, and then it will return with all the faces in this image and the corresponding scores, so their emotions, anger. So I have this image right here, taken from the Paris Olympics 2024, I guess. It's a gymnastic picture, so we'll just copy this link, and then let's try out this API. So let's paste this link, click go, and then click on the results. We can see three faces. This is the this is silver, apologies. This is gold, and this is the bronze medalist. And we can see their happiness score. And for the response in the JSON, we can call this API and return with all the faces, with the face rectangle of this picture. There's three face rectangles, and we will basically extract the emotion, the happiness, and also probably the smile, like how far did they smile in this picture. And I've also done my own share of research. So I have a bunch of podium pictures from different Olympics, different athletes from different nationalities. For example, this Paris. And then the end goal is that we can feed this to the API and then see how much they're smiling, like the happiness level, their smile level. And then we can draw this conclusion on whether they're silver medalists are less happy than bronze medalists, essentially. And we will use gold as a reference point to see if gold medalists should be most happy, given that they have achieved a major lifetime achievement in the Olympics. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I have here Visual Studio Code open, and in this folder I call this Olympics Emotion Detection. And inside this folder there's two things. The first thing is a directory called Podium. So it's essentially a bunch of Olympic podium pictures which I researched from the web and mostly from the online newspapers. And for the motion detection Python script, it's currently empty. So let's go ahead and create a virtual environment first. So let's go to terminal, new terminal, and we can do Python 3.11 -m VNEV and name it VNEV. And we'll now install some dependencies. Let's go to source VNEV bin activate and do pip 3.11 install. Let's do pandas tqdm request and also pillow. That will be all we need for now with the packages. Let's wait for it to download and then we can start. Okay, so let's do import pandas spd from tqdm, import tqdm, and import request. So request is needed for the API. Import JSON and also import OS so that we can use this podium pictures and feed it to the API. Right, so let's first take a look at the API setup. Okay, first we need the URL and the client key and then the secret. So let's take a look at the API documentations. We can go to resources, API documents. So what we'll be using is the detect API. So it's gonna take in the image requirements of JPG, JPEG, and PNG. And we're gonna copy this URL to send a request. Okay, so let's paste this here. And for the keys and secrets, you guys can go on to sign in and then go create your new sign up for Faceplusplus API. Okay, let's study the docs a little bit. So let's go to emotions. Okay, so it's gonna return a emotions object with the sum of the all values to be 100, and it's a floating point of 3 decimal places between 0 to 100. So all these emotions will add up to 100%, and ideally we'll be looking for the happiness score. And the next thing is called the smile.intensity. So it's here, smile intensity. It's also a floating point number with 3 decimal places, and if it passes the threshold, then it will be regarded as a smile. So we can take a look here. If the threshold is 30.1 and the value is only 2.56, that means this person is not smiling. So let's go back to the API setup, and let's start with the main code. So let's do main execution. So first we need to load in the images from the current directory. So let's do current directory equals os.get get CWD, which stands for current working directory, and then podium directory equals os.path.join. So it's gonna join between the current directory and the podium, which is here. So it's a /, actually we don't need a / podium, which will take in the entire podium pictures here. And then the output directory, which is the annotated images. So os.path.join as well, current directory, and then the new directory to be annotated podium. Okay. Then we're gonna create a output directory if it does not exist. If it exists, then we will ignore it. So if we run this script, we're gonna create a annotated podium directory, and then put all those images, podium pictures with the smile score and the happiness score, and then put it in the output directory. So let's do os.make dirs. So it stands for making directory, output directory. If it exists, then true. Then we ignore it. Alright? And then we have to load in the images. We probably need a function called load image podium directory. Okay, let's define this function here. So define load images, and it takes in a directory. So essentially what it's gonna do is that it's a function to load images to a directory. So we have load image file paths from a given directory. Okay. So essentially it's the images will be an empty list, and then we have to go through each file, which is here, each file in the podium directory, and then see if they have the suffix or the file type of JPG, JPEG, or PNG. Okay. So let's do for file name in os.list directory. So we list the directory of directory, list all the files, all the file names. If the file name dot lower, so we turn this into a lowercase, and then dot ends with, which is comparing the suffix or the file type. So if it ends with what we want, which is JPG, dot JPEG, and dot PNG, then we're gonna do image path equals os.path.join directory and the file name. So we take the podium directory and then / the current file name, and then we add this to the set of image. So images append image path. Alright, and then we return the image. Okay, let's hit save, and then we have the images loaded here. Okay, now we can try to put in this image, test image, and then put into the API and see what kind of responses we get. So let's do a test image path equals, let's do this, and then go right click, copy relative path, and then just paste. So this is the image path. We can comment this out first. Okay, we can do with open test image path, and then the mode is going to be RB and FR, which is the file read. Files equals image underscore file, and then it's gonna be os dot path dot base name, and then we can do test image path fr, and then application oct tect stream. Right, and there's also a couple of parameters that we have to pass into the API for the response. So the data is equal to, first we need the API key. So the key, and then the API secret, which is the secret, and last but not least, the return parameters, which is the return attributes, and which are emotion and also smiling, and the two things that we want. So attributes, emotion and smiling, and then we will take care of the response now. Response equals request dot post, apologies. So the HTTP URL, which is the one that we just defined, the API Faceplusplus detect URL, and data equals data, files equals files, which is the image file that we tried to put in, and also a timeout. So if we don't get any response within 10 seconds, then we're gonna assume that it failed. So if in case it fails, then we can do response dot raise for status face data equals response dot JSON, and then we're just gonna print out the response in JSON format. And there's one thing we can do with the JSON format is to do JSON.dumps. So face data indent equals 4, and then we can try printing this out and see how it goes. So let's do Python. So I'm already in the VNUV, Python 3.11 emotion detection.py, enter. Okay, so we got the responses. So let's look at it now. So the first thing that we notice is that it also created this API annotated podium, because here create output directory if not exists, and it doesn't exist, so it created a new one. And then we can take a look at the response. So we have the request ID, the time used, faces. So we got in total 3 faces, and for each faces we can see a lot of different details, but what we are mostly concerned are the face rectangles, which is useful for us to locate the faces on the image by pixels. The attributes, the smile, so 50%, about 50% means that it's smiling, so 99.993, which is pretty much she's probably smiling. And for the emotion, we can see some percentage of anger, disgust, fear, but 94% is happiness. So I assume this one is going to be the leftist, so the most left face. But we have to plot this out just to be sure. And for the gold medalist, it's really happy. She's really happy. So let's take a look at her. Yep, the smile is pretty far and pretty big. I mean, for the happiness, 99.999, and for this, so it's like 99.5, right? So let's make use of these data and just to plot it out and then find out their corresponding values. So the video is actually getting pretty long. For the next episode, we will focus on using this data that we have just created from the API, and then plot it into first rectangles, face rectangles, and their own smile and happiness, confidence, and then now we will do a major for loop for all the images in the podium, and then get them into the desired output directory. And after that, we can just collect all the data and put it into a probably a Panda data frame or an Excel, and then we can finalize the results, draw conclusions, and probably run some data science or data analysis based on the data frame, and then see what kind of insights that we have got. So apologies guys, I think that I haven't been actively posting for quite a while now, but I'm trying to get into posting it again. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And my name is Andrew, and goodbye.